Hi, friends. Okay, I almost didn't record this episode, and I've been a little MIA since I started the Original Happiness podcast. It's not because I didn't care, but because December can feel a little bit heavy. And the days are shorter. There's less sunlight. There's been less surf. There's more noise. There's more expectations, more things to do and get done. And it's felt like this ever since Thanksgiving. And somehow, the season that's supposed to be about joy, peace, and light ends up feeling absolutely rushed, cluttered, and exhausting. If you're listening to this and feeling uninspired, overwhelmed, or just tired, I want you to know that you are not alone. You are human, you're not broken, and it's winter, okay? There's this pressure during the holidays to be on, to be happy, to be productive, to be generous in all of these visible ways. But I find myself craving the opposite. I want quiet. I don't want to go anywhere. I want space to think. I want time to reflect on what actually matters in life. I want to do things for other people, but not out of obligation or exhaustion, out of pure love and out of presence. And lately, I've felt consumed by things that just don't matter. Errands, schedules, just noise, scrolling, stuff, too much stuff. And I realized something important. Busy doesn't mean meaningful. So winter can be really, really hard, even in living in Southern California. We live in a culture that treats rest like weakness, especially during the holidays. But nature doesn't rush in winter. Trees don't apologize for losing their leaves and having nothing on them. And the earth doesn't force this productivity. Everything slows down so that it can survive and eventually bloom again. And maybe the lack of inspiration that you're feeling isn't something to fix. Maybe it's something to listen to. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. Okay. Maybe this season isn't asking us to do more, but to be more intentional. So I want to talk about consuming versus creating. Okay. I've been thinking a lot about how much the holidays are about consuming, right? We're buying, we're scrolling, we're comparing, we're going from one thing to the next. And how little of it is actually about creating memories, creating connection, creating a space for God, creating these moments that feel eternal instead of temporary. And that's what I feel like my soul is craving. Creation doesn't have to be big or impressive. It can look like writing a letter instead of buying a gift, sitting at the dinner table without phones, journaling as a family, making something with your hands, showing up for someone quietly. Creation is presence, and that's what Christ truly brings in this season. And presence is where true happiness lives. So I want to talk about the reason for the season, as we cliche so many say. So for me, this year always brings me back to my faith. Okay. Christ didn't come into the world loudly. He came quietly. He came in the dark. He came in the stillness. And that has always mattered to me. Light entered darkness, not with force, but with humility, patience, love. The world didn't stop when Christ was born. Most people probably didn't even notice, and yet everything changed. Okay. That reminds me of that impact doesn't require noise, and meaning doesn't require perfection. So I just want to encourage a gentle holiday reset. Okay. If you're able to take a deep breath with me, take a deep breath, ask yourself, what do I actually want to feel this season? What can I let go of temporarily? Where can I choose depth over distraction? Who needs my presence more than my performance? And how can I invite more light starting within my own heart? You don't need all of the answers. You just need to have a little bit of awareness. So if you do this, all of this season, if all you do is slow down, reflect, connect with God, and choose what matters, you are doing enough. True happiness isn't found in checking every box. It's found in remembering why we're here. So thank you for being here with me, for choosing stillness, for choosing meaning. I'm really grateful for you. And I hope that this season brings you quiet, light, deep joy, and lasting peace. And I just have to laugh and say, this is why I hate the holidays. And it's something that for me, I really struggle this time of year because I do battle seasonal depression. I do battle just wanting to be home and be still and not do anything when the energy of the world is forcing me to rush around and do all of this consumption and things that don't feel natural in the wintertime. So I have been a little MIA because I've been out surfing, trying to keep my mental health in check, figuring out things with life, and really taking time to get myself clear on what I want to do with this podcast and just really bring some realness. And so I hope that this episode rings true for you as it rings true for me. And I'm working on all of these same things. I am definitely trying to grab the reins on being still this season. So I hope that helps you. And thanks for listening to Original Happiness, and we'll catch you next time.